Live from KSAT 12. Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
And making headlines this morning, a man walking across a street is hit and killed by an SUV on the west side. We'll have the details.
The president calls COVID-19 the, quote, invisible enemy. I'm Alex Perche in Washington. Coming up, new plans from his administration to combat the damage it does on the economy.
And taking a look outside with live cam, I had to use my windshield wipers today. It was only a little bit, but a taste of what's to come.
And good morning to you. It is Wednesday. It is March 18th, and I also had to use my windshield wipers this morning, just a little bit here or there.
A little bit annoying, more than good rainfall, but hopefully the nuisance rain. Hopefully the good stuff is coming. Justin, do we still get good rain chances in the forecast?
Yeah, just help to smear the dirt across the windshield.
Exactly.
Right? You've done this before too.
Yeah, and just a little bit this morning, a little bit of rain. We do have some more. We could see a repeat tonight, and then we're going to look for some better rain chances Friday and Saturday, as we've been talking about.
Right.
So the forecast is still holding. Showers right now are moving basically away from San Antonio and falling apart here. This is what's left. Some showers and storms have formed overnight. We thought that might happen, and they limped into San Antonio this morning. We're just not getting much rain out of it. But there will be a chance again tonight for some more showers and storms. Let's zoom out a little bit. You'll see there's also a little bit of action down there around Corpus Christi. That too is falling apart. Temperature-wise, we're in the upper 60s, right where we were yesterday. 69 degrees at the airport, 66 Bandera, 67 right now in Tarpley with cloudy skies. Forecast for today, 75 noontime, mostly cloudy. Can't rule out a couple showers during the afternoon hours, but then the rain chances pick up again tomorrow night. And then cold front, that cold front that we're expecting on Friday, still there, still looks pretty good. We're going to talk more about that timing too coming up here in just a few minutes. But now let's get over to Nick and a look at the morning traffic. Good morning, sir.
Hi, good morning, Justin. Good morning, everyone. Hope you're having a great start to your Wednesday morning. All right, we have one accident right now we're working on. This is going to be IH-10 eastbound or westbound IH-10 east to at the on-ramp of southbound IH-35 south. Now, it looks like they've shut that on-ramp off from 10 to 35 right now for a rollover vehicle accident. Hopefully they can get it out very soon so they can open that ramp up. All right, we also have some construction here. This is going to be 37 at Carolina. It looks like it's at southbound lanes of 37. It's ranging from Carolina to Cesar Chavez. This usually should be done by around 5:30, 6 a.m. So I don't think this should be trouble on your morning commute to work. Well, it is slick out there, so please be careful driving, and everyone have a great morning. Mark, Leslie, back to you.
Nick, thank you. Good to see you, sir. Well, as coronavirus is now officially present in all 50 states, cases of COVID-19 continue to grow here in Bexar County.
San Antonio Metro Health now saying there are at least 11 confirmed cases. Now, here's how those numbers break down. Of the confirmed cases, 4 are travel-related. 4 are close contacts of the travel-related cases.
And 3 cases are still under investigation, which means it's unclear how the cases were contracted. So as of right now, there's still no confirmed community spread cases of the virus. Social distancing is, of course, still being recommended.
The coronavirus has spurred questions about health, education, and emergency management. So tomorrow night, Governor Abbott is set to hold a virtual town hall at 7 o'clock.
This is your chance to ask the governor a question. You can submit questions on social media in writing or on video for 20 seconds or less.
You can watch the town hall on KSAT and KSAT.com, partnering with Nexstar Media Group to broadcast this important discussion. It will be shown statewide on television. It will also be streamed live on more than a dozen websites in different media markets. Use the hashtag AskAbbott to send your questions by 5 p.m. today.
We do prefer video, and be sure to join us for State of Texas Coronavirus Update, a virtual town hall with Governor Abbott. That's tomorrow, let's see, from 7 to 8 right here on KSAT, and also streaming live on KSAT.com.
Here at home, the goal for local health officials is to have enough blood for a pandemic. Donations of 600 pints of blood can help us get there. The South Texas Blood and Tissue Center is holding blood drives by appointment today at the Alamo Dome. The Alamo Dome was chosen as a donation location because it allows for social distancing between donor beds and waiting areas. The blood drive will be held from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. You can find more information on this at KSAT.com.
President Donald Trump now urging Congress to deploy $1 trillion right away.
That includes money that would be sent to American families hurt by the novel coronavirus. For more, here is ABC's Alex Perche from Washington.
President Trump is urging Congress to inject up to $1 trillion into the economy to fight novel coronavirus.
We're going big.
One big piece of this plan, still under negotiation, direct cash payments to most Americans. It's unclear how much. Senator Mitt Romney has proposed $1,000 per person.
Americans need cash now, and the president wants to get cash now. And I mean now, in the next 2 weeks.
The plan would also include $500 billion in a payroll tax cut, $50 billion for the airline industry, and $250 billion for small business loans. Treasury Secretary Steven Mnuchin telling Senate Republicans the U.S. could see 20% unemployment without government intervention. The plan coming as many states and cities opt to shutter bars and restaurants.
We're asking the young people to help us with this mitigation strategy by staying out of the bars, staying out of the restaurants, really trying to distance yourself.
Millions in the industry left reeling.
So in total, how many employees are you?
200.
200? Have they confided in you about worried about rent and paying bills?
You can see fear in their eyes. You can see it.
Cities and states navigating how to cut off the virus's spread. Governor Andrew Cuomo saying New York City won't go the way of San Francisco's Bay Area.
I have no interest whatsoever and no plan whatsoever to quarantine any city.
Healthcare workers now bracing for a surge in patients and a shortage of medical supplies. The Navy is readying 2 hospital ships for possible deployment to assist with patients who don't have the virus, freeing up valuable hospital beds. The Pentagon is also stepping in, offering 5 million respirator masks and 2,000 ventilators to Health and Human Services to help with this outbreak. Alex Perche, ABC News, Washington.
There is other news this morning. New this morning, a man dead after San Antonio police say he was hit by a vehicle while trying to cross a street. Happened around 9 last night near Callahan and Ingram on the west side. Police say the man, possibly in his 50s, was trying to cross the road when an SUV hit him. SAPD says the driver of the SUV stopped to help and there's no indication of any alcohol involved. The man was pronounced dead at the scene. Police say he was not using a crosswalk. 437, 69 degrees.
Still ahead as millions of kids across the country are stuck at home. Schools are sending out links so parents can create their own curriculum.
And next today is the day for quarterback Tom Brady officially hitting the free agent market after years of playing for the Patriots.
5Cam giving us a look outside. We're going to get some rain, everybody. That's good news. We need rain.
In your other morning headlines, Tom Brady officially hits the NFL open market today for the first time in his career. ESPN's Adam Schefter and Jeff Darlington say Brady is expected to sign with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. There's no signing date or official announcement yet. Brady bid farewell to the Patriots on Instagram yesterday saying, quote, "My football journey will take place elsewhere," end quote.
Well, the novel coronavirus is forcing NASA employees to change their work habits. The space agency directed both employees and contractors to work remotely beginning this week. That's after a limited number of workers tested positive for the virus. A NASA administrator says teleworking is now a must to prevent the virus from reaching more employees. However, NASA's mission-critical personnel will continue to work on site.
If the weather is clear, SpaceX is expected to launch a Falcon 9 rocket. It would be from Cape Canaveral a little bit later this morning. The launch carrying the 6th batch of Starlink satellites for the company's internet satellite constellation system. 441, 69 degrees.
Still ahead, while health experts say the very thing that is keeping kids safer from the worst symptoms of coronavirus is also putting the rest of the population at risk.
And next, with kids stuck at home, schools sending links to parents so they can create their own curriculum. More on an effort to keep kids engaged in education.
Welcome back, everybody. It's now 4:44. Millions of kids across the country are stuck at home thanks to schools being closed. The viral hashtag #BetterTogether is being used as a rallying cry by parents and educators. ABC's Becky Worley has details in your GMA First Look.
In this morning's GMA First Look, feeling overwhelmed about homeschooling your child? Well, we've got you covered.
All right, you ready? iPads on? Yeah.
Some schools are offering remote live classes. But for others, schools are sending out links so parents can create their own curriculum. And families are talking. Ideas are being shared online. The hashtag Better Together is trending as parents, teachers, and educational institutions share resources.
My name is Kit.
Parents like Angie Wong, founder of the Brooklyn Moms Facebook group.
Everyone's seeking answers. Everyone is in a bit of a panic. And we just want to know what to do with our kids all day long. So, and we're sharing ideas online.
Coming up at 7 a.m., we'll have the expert tips to keep you sane and make learning fun. With your GMA First Look, I'm Becky Worley, ABC News, Oakland.
Pediatric specialists have good news and bad news when it comes to children and the coronavirus. It seems the very thing that is keeping kids safe from the worst symptoms is also putting the rest of the population at risk.
Ursula Perry dives into the issue with an infectious disease specialist from UT Health's Pediatric department who is spending a lot of time himself with his kids at home.
Consider this. Dr. J.B. Canty is spending much of his time like this, on Skype, at home, doing as much of his job as he can away from UT Health.
We're trying to do that as much as possible using distance technologies like Skype and FaceTime and Zoom.
His research into pediatric reactions to coronavirus is still ongoing. He says there's a lot to learn about how it's transmitted to babies. But one thing we do know, most children already have come in contact with a coronavirus or two, and they are less likely to have the worst symptoms.
We're hoping, and it would fit what we're seeing, that cross immunity, the ability to recognize novel coronavirus because other coronaviruses in the past may be helping to protect younger children in a way that adults like you and I are more at risk.
An important point here. While they're lucky to have the immune systems they do, it's also putting parents and grandparents at risk.
They tend to shed a lot of virus in their secretions. They tend to shed virus in their stool when they're infected. And they may be asymptomatic or just mildly symptomatic, but if they've got a elderly grandparent or great aunts and uncles taking care of them, it's very easy for them to get their family members sick.
There are cases where babies contracted the novel coronavirus from their mothers, but the numbers that have come out of China are a bit unclear at this point, and more research needs to be done. If you are pregnant, out of an abundance of caution, it's probably a good idea to stay away from crowds and keep yourself separated from the community. Ursula Perry, KSAT 12 News.
Right now it's 4:47.
It is time to find out more about the traffic situation this morning. I saw a lot of 18-wheelers on the roadway this morning.
Yeah, a lot of 18-wheelers out there, so please be careful. It's very slick outside right now. We've already had a couple of accidents due to the slickness of the road, especially downtown in the area on 35 on those off-ramps from 10 to 35, like this one right here, westbound I-10 East at the on-ramp to southbound IH-35. This one's still active right now. We have some TransGuide footage of it. Here we go. Looks like they only have one lane open there. They might have opened another one, but there's a flare line here, and it looks like they're pushing some vehicles off the roadway. Just keep that in mind when you're heading this way. All right, so let's take a look at other parts of the city now. Sorry about that, I kind of reset that. My bad. Okay, here we go. All right, let's take a look at 35 in Evans. That's looking good. We have 35 north and Loop 410, still very slick, and 281 at Loop 410. Everything's looking good there. All right, Mark, Leslie, back to you.
Thank you very much, Nick. Right now, we're checking in with meteorologist Justin Horn, and we've still got the oak pollen and what Mike Osterhage often refers to as those weird little dingle fob things.
Dingle fobs.
Yeah.
Yes, they're covering everything now.
Yeah, so maybe we can work it out still to get a little free car wash from Mother Nature.
Let's hope it wash all that out of the air, because it's getting to a lot of people. We're almost to the peak of oak season, by the way. A little bit of rain last night, not big numbers though. Let's take a look at the numbers out west, basically west of San Antonio. We picked up about 0.2 of an inch there around Sabinal, Vanderpool about 1/2 an inch, Concan about 1/2 an inch. So these numbers weren't big, but we'll take every little bit we can get. And it's this area down here, like Carrizo, Springs, Eagle Pass, it really need the rain. That's where the drought has set in. Those numbers were not that great either, but the rain was there at least. And here around San Antonio, not much at the airport. In fact, we still haven't reported any rain at the airport, but Seguin did get a nice downpour yesterday. Little shower storm tracked to the north right through Seguin. Kirby picked up a little bit of rain too. So there was some rain to be had, but the rain we had this morning really starting to fall apart here, fizzling out. We've got just some ground clutter there around San Antonio, so the rain's gone. But as Nick mentioned, there still are a few slick spots out there because we did get some light rain just about an hour ago or so. Some showers and storms down there around Corpus as well. Those will continue to die down. Outside, we've got 69 degrees. Airport is reporting a little bit of light rain, although I think it's for the most part has passed. Dew point is at 66. Southeasterly winds at about 14. And you'll find temperatures are very uniform, just like they have been the last couple days. Upper 60s, close to 70. That really has not changed, and that's the case area-wide. It's going to be another warm day. We're going to be right back there in the low 80s for highs probably. We got up to 83 yesterday. Here's the setup with water vapor. We had one little disturbance roll through. Here comes our next one, and this one's a little stronger, and so it's going to bring some energy with it. Tonight, we'll see some storms out west again working their way into our area, and then this is going to help to bring that cold front in, the one we've been talking about, it feels like, for a while. That's going to arrive Friday morning. So let's walk you through the forecast here. 5 o'clock today, not much there. I think we're going to see a pretty quiet day, but it's tonight where we start to see those storms developing out west again and then working towards San Antonio. This is around midnight. We could get some more rain, and we'll see if this, again, holds together. And then we'll zoom out a little bit, and we'll talk about Thursday. Thursday afternoon is when this front gets a little bit closer. We could see some rain along that, and it should move through Friday morning. With that, I think we'll get a pretty good chance for rain. So some decent downpours, and then the cool air starts to work in. And by Friday evening, a lot of the rain's moving east. But by Saturday, rain comes back in. We get more energy coming in, and this will be a cool rain on Saturday. So we have some chances here to get some rain even here around San Antonio. There is a risk for some stronger storms again today. Basically, Del Rio to Rock Springs, it's that same area where we could see some of the stronger storms. And then an enhanced risk, a pretty decent risk for some severe weather, Wichita Falls down to Abilene later this evening. Forecast for us, 81 degrees, the high temperature. Can't rule out a stray shower this afternoon, but it's not likely. We're going to up the rain chances tonight, though, 40%, mainly west of town. And then the rain chances kick in again Thursday night, Friday morning, 60% chance. And then more showers on Saturday, too, 60% chance. But the cooler weather is there. 57 for a high on Saturday. We'll probably drop into the 50s on Friday, too. Sunday, showers start to move out. And we may see a little bit of sun by the end of the weekend. So a lot going on there in the 7-day forecast.
Sounds like we're going to have to kind of dig through the closet a little bit and look for the sweatshirts and the hoodies and all the stuff we kind of...
I'm actually kind of excited about that.
I am too.
Because I'm not ready for the cool weather to be gone yet.
It's kind of like the last gasp here. I have a feeling from here on out, it's probably going to get warm.
Hello, summer.
Yeah, exactly.
All
right, thank you.
Thank you, Justin. Right now, we're 4:52, 69 degrees on your Wednesday morning.
Coming up next, more big movie releases being postponed thanks to the coronavirus, including Marvel's new Black Widow film.
Your lottery numbers: pick 3, 838, Fireball 0. Daily 4 numbers: 1, 2, 9, 7, Fireball 7.
And your cash 5 numbers: 8, 10, 19, 20, and 25. And Mega Millions: 20, 27, 28, 58, 59. 25 was the Mega Ball with a Mega Flyer of 3.
5 till, another big name band is halting its upcoming North American tour because of the coronavirus outbreak.
For the latest on what's happening in Hollywood, here's ABC's Jason Nathanson.
Because of the COVID-19 pandemic, more big movie releases being postponed. Disney now saying Marvel's Black Widow, starring Scarlett Johansson, won't be released as scheduled May 1st. Same for the May 15th release of Amy Adams' Woman in the Window. No word yet on a future date. The news comes as theater chains, including the country's largest, AMC, have shut their doors for 6 to 12 weeks. The Rock is stopped for the Rolling Stones temporarily, the band halting its upcoming North American tour because of the coronavirus outbreak. Mick Jagger and the gang were gonna hit some cities they haven't been to in years, including Austin, Louisville, and Cleveland. New dates will be announced in the future. But you can still watch TV, and tonight the sitcom American Housewife moves to Wednesdays. ABC has seen success recently with rebooting classic sitcoms and doing live broadcasts. And Housewife star Katie Mixon tells me if she could star in a revival, it would be I Love Lucy or The Carol Burnett Show.
Those were my everything. So when I was 13, I would watch Nick at Night, and I would study Lucille Ball and Carol Burnett and Judy Garland and Debbie Reynolds, and it was a whole thing.
Catch American Housewife tonight on ABC. And a big birthday for Queen Latifah. The rapper and actress is 50 today. While Maroon 5 frontman Adam Levine is 41. And that's what's happening in Hollywood. I'm Jason Nathanson, ABC News, Los Angeles.
3 till 69 degrees.
Still ahead, we take a look at businesses, what they're doing to get past a financial crisis due to social distancing and the coronavirus.
Plus, the Attorney General promising swift action against cyber attackers attempting to take advantage of the coronavirus emergency. More on their plan of action ahead in your Morning Tech Bites.
Live from KSAT 12. Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
Making headlines this hour, a driver crashes right in front of the UT Health Science Center overnight, taking out a couple of poles. We'll have details.
Businesses all over the nation are having to come up with creative ways to survive in the midst of the coronavirus crisis.
We've made it to midweek, and the forecast is on track for some changes here in South Texas. Justin Horn is standing by, and then we'll get updated on traffic with Officer Nick Solis. Good morning to you. It is Wednesday. It is March 18th.
Thanks for being with us this morning, everybody. Just when you put the coats away, it's time to get them back out.
Here's Justin with an update on when we could see those changes still. Are we still looking at an end-of-week time frame overall?
Yeah, I think Friday morning is the time frame where we're going to start to see temperatures drop. And then by Friday afternoon, you'll really start to notice it the weekend, too. Saturday looks pretty chilly, temperatures in the 50s. It's been a while since we've seen numbers like that, but warm and humid this morning. We're at 70 degrees here in San Antonio right now, 67 in Hondo, 68 in Uvalde. A lot of cloud cover. We have some dying showers moving out to the east of town as well. 81 degrees today, the high temperature. There's an outside chance for a shower, but I think our better chances come again tonight. We're basically going to see a repeat of what we saw last night with these showers and storms coming out of Mexico and out of West Texas. So let's take a look at the radar, and you can see where some of the action is now down there around Corpus. We've got a couple showers just east of San Antonio, but really any rain that we had been seeing has fallen apart here. We got a couple light showers a little bit earlier here in town. Forecast calls for 75 by noontime, 78 by 2 o'clock, 81 your high temperature, just about a 20% chance of rain this afternoon. Not a great chance, but again, those numbers go up as we get into the overnight hours. We're going to talk more about that. Also, time out this front once again, and that's coming up in just a few minutes. But let's get over to Nick and talk traffic. Any improvements on that last wreck you showed us?
My favorite subject, traffic. Yes. Thanks, Justin. Well, I hope everyone's having a great morning out there. Okay, so we have one accident we're currently working on. And this is me. I talked to my buddy Israel, TransGuide, and sometimes it gets confusing, 10 and 35. This is actually westbound IH-10 East, as if you're coming from 37 at the off-ramp to southbound IH-35 South. Now, they've actually closed down this ramp to 35 South from 10 westbound. So just keep that in mind. There you see the red there. That's completely shut down. I just sent the push alert right now. So this is a accident rollover. Hopefully they can get it cleared very soon. But that's what we're working on right now. Here's some TransGuide footage of it. There it is. This is going to that ramp on 35 southbound, shut down. Just keep that in mind if you're heading that way. And please drive safely. The roads are very slick. All right, Mark, Leslie, back to you.
Thank you, Nick. The state of Texas is reporting its second death related to the coronavirus. The Public Health Department in Tarrant County is reporting that a senior citizen died on Sunday as a result of the illness. That person was a resident of the Texas Masonic Retirement Center in Arlington. The first person who died was a man in his 90s in Matagorda County.
Today, the San Antonio Fire Department says a second drive-through COVID-19 testing facility is expected to open. Officials say they are hoping to expand eligibility for who can use the drive-throughs to include some of the community's most vulnerable. They say they're not releasing the new location until it is up and running. The new testing location will operate just like the first, which opened Friday at the South Texas Medical Center. At first, the test locations were just for first responders and public safety and healthcare workers, but now officials want both locations to include people 65 years or older who have a temperature of at least 99.6 degrees and a doctor's recommendation. Well, every industry is being hit hard, from hotels to car companies to restaurants.
That's so true. In the business world, silver linings aren't necessarily where you'd think you'd find them. ABC's Zareen Shaw has details.
Doors of businesses in many cities now look like this. Held together by chains, many restaurants are closed except for takeout and deliveries.
Just for takeout, maybe around not over 10 people.
But not enough calls are coming in.
I start like 9:30. From now, I got only 2 deliveries.
More than 7 million jobs are now at risk at restaurants and bars across the country. And in the travel industry, Nearly 5 million jobs are at risk. Travel spending is now expected to drop by $355 billion this year, an impact 6 times worse than after 9/11. Hotel chains like Marriott planning to furlough tens of thousands of employees. Empty streets also signal a change coming for the big three. Ford, GM, and Fiat Chrysler now have agreed to a rotating partial shutdown of their facilities. But it's small businesses being hit the most. LA's mayor is promising no-fee loans for up to 2,000 businesses. Despite the pain, he says the shutdowns are working.
Social distancing saves lives. So thank you all for being lifesavers.
Back in New York, some business owners making the most of it. This restaurant turned into a grocery store.
Packaging the sauces, some of our antipasti items like the eggplant caponata and the broccolini, so that people can actually cook at home.
Zoreen Shah, ABC News, New York.
The White House is requesting $45.8 billion of emergency funding. The Office of Management and Budget submitted the request to Congress to address the growing coronavirus pandemic. The administration views this as coming in tandem with the large-scale economic stimulus negotiation, which is underway on Capitol Hill. The price tag for that, more than $1 trillion. All of this comes on top of the $8.3 billion emergency funding bill passed by Congress just 2 weeks ago.
U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Service being impacted by the coronavirus outbreak. The agency says it's suspending all in-person services, including interviews and naturalization ceremonies. It's expected to last at least through April 1st. Employees will continue to work on services that do not require face-to-face contact with the public. USCIS responsible for administering green cards and naturalization ceremonies, as well as citizenship, asylum, and refugee processing.
Well, hundreds of Americans are stuck in Peru after the nation closed its borders. Peru's president issued a 15-day nationwide state of emergency on Sunday. Flights were canceled almost immediately. The U.S. Embassy posted a security alert warning Americans who did not reschedule their flights to arrange for lodging in the country. The State Department official says they've advised Americans trying to leave Peru to monitor the embassy website and to check with their airlines for updated information.
New this morning, a driver in the hospital after police say he crashed right in front of UT Health Science Center, taking out 2 utility poles. Happened around 11:30 last night near Babcock and Louis Pasteur. Police say at first the man went to a local fire station complaining of chest pains. When he didn't get the attention he wanted, San Antonio police say he took off in his vehicle at a high rate of speed, lost control, and crashed. He was taken to the hospital, and police say they're assessing him for possible DWI. 507, 70 degrees.
Still ahead of popular music hit from the 80s is making a comeback, and it's because of recent events.
And next, how Google's helping with social distancing anxiety by providing a way to have Netflix watch parties with friends and family.
And live cam giving us a peek outside, cooler weather and chances of rain in the forecast. We'll get an update on how your weekend might shape up from Justin Horn. Welcome back. Your time now is 10 minutes after 5. In your morning consumer headlines, Walmart and its foundation are committing $25 million to support organizations responding to the coronavirus outbreak. The company says part of the funding will go towards strengthening the global public health response. $5 million will support efforts to help countries prevent, detect, and manage the coronavirus. $10 million will go towards bolstering food security, and the other $10 million will go towards supporting the efforts in the U.S. and international communities. The first grants are expected to be issued this week.
United Airlines making massive cuts to its flights. The airline reducing its schedule by 60%. That comes from a 42% reduction in domestic flights starting in April and a whopping 85% reduction in international flights. The reduction larger than the 50% cut United CEO mentioned in a memo to employees just Sunday. The cuts extend into the peak summer travel season. United says it still expects many of its planes to be less than a third full.
Hey, this is pretty cool. If you're missing movie night with friends during social distancing, Google, Chrome, and Netflix have a solution for you. It's called Netflix Party. The Chrome extension allows you to watch and chat with your friends from separate locations. All you have to do is download the extension, start watching a Netflix show, and then click on the NP icon on the toolbar. It's going to give you a web address to send to anyone you want to, and then you can chat the night away like you do normally. You can even pause and restart the video whenever you need to.
512, 70 degrees.
Big name music artists and Hollywood films are the latest in entertainment to get delayed releases and cancellations, and of course it's due to the coronavirus.
And next, 1987 hit by the group REM making a comeback online, but can you guess which song it is? You probably can.
At Walgreens, we understand the speed of life never slows down. That's why we're helping you get the care and attention you deserve even faster. That's our promise. Now, you can skip the line with Walgreens Express. Get in and out quickly with 24-hour locations. Or have your prescriptions delivered. Whenever you need us, we're always just minutes away. Walgreens.
When your skin is feeling dry and crinkly, time for Gold Bond Healing Lotion. Penetrates 10 surface layers deep with 7 moisturizers, 3 vitamins. Skin is nourished, healed, healthy looking. Gold Bond Healing. Ultimate lotion, ultimate skin.
Introducing Botanica, home fragrances with exotic pairings. Warm vanilla and Himalayan magnolia, French lavender and honey blossom. And it's responsibly sourced. New Botanica by Airwick. Nature inspired, planet conscious.
5:15, welcome back to Good Morning San Antonio. The Attorney General promising swift action against cyber attackers attempting to take advantage of the coronavirus emergency. ABC's Kenneth Moten and Mona Kassar Abdi have details in today's Tech Bites.
In today's Tech Bites, U.S. officials say foreign actors are spreading disinformation about the coronavirus. ABC News has confirmed that foreign hackers are trying to exploit unease surrounding the virus and have even tried to slow down computers at the Department of Health and Human Services. And there are no more shared rides on the ride-sharing services. Uber and Lyft have temporarily suspended carpooling in the U.S. and Canada. The option is now disabled on both apps. An Uber executive says the goal is to flatten the curve in the fight against coronavirus. And finally, REM's It's the End of the World as We Know It is making a virus-inspired comeback. Billboard says downloads of the 1987 hit have skyrocketed 184% in the last week, and Gloria Gaynor's I Will Survive is also surging in popularity. It's a good one. Those are your Tech Bites.
Well, I was hoping that there would be an uplifting theme there as well. So I get it, the end of the world as we know it is trending, but
I Will Survive.
Gloria Gaynor.
That's a
God
classic.
bless her.
Let's find out how the roadways are looking. I saw there was at least one accident that was working.
Yes, Leslie, so good news, that accident just cleared. It was 10 westbound to 35 south. They had that 35 south ramp shut down. That's now opened up, so good news for everybody. No accidents on the roadway, so let's look at some drive times. All right, 1604 westbound from US 281 to I-10, 6 minutes. And if you're on southbound Bulverde from 281 to 1604, 5 minutes. Good times there. All right, trans guide now. Here we go. This is 37 in Carolina right now. This is a construction we're having. We've had it since I've been on here since 4:30. I hope it gets cleared up very soon, but that's still going on right now. Other places, 281 in Hildebrand, looking very good. 10 in Callahan, no cars on the roadway. 35 and 410, that looks great. And 35 and 37, things are looking very light. All right, Mark, Leslie, back to you.
Thank you so much, Nick. Well, we've talked to Nick. Now it's time to check in to see how we're looking in the weather department.
Justin Horn, how are we looking in the weather department?
Well, I'm looking good, right?
Oh, you are looking good. You're very dapper over there, Mr. Horn.
Weird. Sorry, no. But I do have an update.
Did you guys just have a moment?
I think we did.
I don't know. But I do have an update. We did pick up 1/100 of an inch of rain at the airport. Earlier we said we didn't get any, so we did get a little bit, basically a couple sprinkles there. And the temperature extremes across the country. Yesterday it got up to 94 in Zapata County Airport. That's down in South Texas. So some big numbers there. And then the other extreme, -14, that was up in Montana, northern Montana. So about 108-degree temperature difference between the high and the low across the country. And that just sort of shows you that cold air starting to work in. We're going to feel a little bit of that as we get towards the weekend. Look at the Doppler radar right now. We've got some showers down there around Corpus, between Laredo and Corpus. That's basically what's left of some showers and storms that developed overnight and worked into our area. We saw, again, just a little bit of light rain here in San Antonio. Temperature right now, 70 degrees at the airport, 69 Port SA, 68 Stinson, 69 at Randolph. Southerly winds anywhere from 5 to 15 miles per hour. And you're going to find basically mid to upper 60s, close to 70, just about anywhere you go here in South Texas this morning. So we're staying very consistent here. As far as the big picture goes, there's some active weather going on across the country. We had some stronger storms last night across parts of North Texas. That system is moving out to the north and east. That's going to produce some snow. It's still just an unsettled pattern out to the west with our next storm system that is trying to work in our direction. Wanted to show you the temperatures. We showed you the extreme up there, but we're at 15 right now, Cut Bank, 33 Bismarck, 29 Casper. There's still some cold air bottled up right in here, and that's going to drop south. We'll feel a little bit of that as we get towards, again, Friday into Saturday with that cold front. So here's the Futurecast. This afternoon, we're thinking just a couple showers off to the west, maybe 1 or 2 isolated storms here around San Antonio, but it's tonight where we're going to see that the same scenario set up where we get showers and storms developing out west, forms into a complex and works its way east. This is at midnight, and we may get a little bit of it here in San Antonio, just like this morning. By the time it gets here, it's probably dying down a little bit. Then we fast forward to Thursday afternoon. Our frontal boundary starts to get a little bit closer, so we could get some activity out of that. I think our peak rain chances are probably Friday morning as this front moves through. Then the cooler air starts to settle in behind that. We may see a break in the action Friday into Saturday morning, but by Saturday afternoon, the rain is back again, and we have some decent chances of just some light showers of cool rain. I do want to pass along that we have a threat for some stronger storms again tonight, Del Rio to Rock Springs. There's a slight risk. Better risk for severe weather is going to be up across North Texas today. So high temperatures right around 81 southeasterly winds, 5 to 15 miles per hour. There's a stray shower, chance for a stray shower, and then 81 tomorrow, 57 on Saturday by the afternoon. That's it. That's behind the front. Winds will be a little bit gusty too. 60% chance of showers on Saturday, 57, and then 64 on Sunday with a slight chance of a shower or two there. So busy forecast, but it does cool down as we talked about over the weekend.
That's a pretty potent front, pal.
Yeah, Mr. Dapper Horn over there, get in your spot.
Sorry.
Just kidding.
I'm still learning these new spots.
But trust me.
Social distancing.
We are too. We are too. Justin,
like
thank you.
You got it.
I can fly a plane right now because I'm so far apart from you.
You're about to be grounded. Right now, 521, 70 degrees.
As music artists and movies get canceled because of the coronavirus, at least one musical experience will still be available to you.
Here are your lottery numbers. Pick 3, 838, Fireball 0, Daily 4, 1297, Fireball 7.
And your Cash 5 numbers, 8, 10, 19, 20, 25. And we also have Mega Millions, 20, 27, 28, 58, 59. 25 was the Mega Ball with a Mega Plier of 3.
More movie releases and music tours are bowing to the inevitable as people stay home due to the coronavirus.
But at least one group musical experience is coming to you. CNN's David Daniel has your Hollywood Minute.
Okay, you got a plan, or shall I just stay duck and cover?
The coronavirus movie delays have reached into May. Disney says the scheduled May 1st debut of the Marvel movie Black Widow has been postponed. The Mouse House also announced The Personal History of David Copperfield, due out May 8th, and The Woman in the Window, set for May 15th, would be delayed as well. No new release dates announced for any of the films. From no filter to no tour. The Rolling Stones have postponed their No Filter North American tour, which was set to kick off May 8th in San Diego. In a press release, the group said, "We are sorry to all the fans who were looking forward to it as much as we were, but the health and safety of everyone has to take priority." Thousands of people have taken Murray Hitory's Silent Hikes, which the composer and meditation expert describes as a musical trip into mindfulness. The meditation in motion is the kind of group activity that doesn't mix with social distancing. So Hitory's company Mind Travel has introduced a downloadable version of his Silent Hikes, providing the natural beauty and inner calm of the experience without risking exposure to the virus. Info at mindtravel.com. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
526, 70 degrees.
Ahead in our next half hour, the federal government says it wants to help people and businesses hit by the coronavirus. We'll tell you about the plans.
Plus, former Universal City resident now teaching overseas tells us about how her life has changed since the pandemic started.
And more on a florist who's trying to lighten the mood with a special and unique bouquet made of a recent hot commodity.
And a good morning to you if you're just now waking up. We've made it to Wednesday. It is March 18th.
Thank you for being with us this morning, everybody. It's another mild start to your day today, but colder weather is right around the corner.
All right, we're going to see how things are looking, both weather and traffic. Begin things with meteorologist Justin Horn and an update on that all-important pollen count.
Yes, this is yesterday, so we'll get today's in here in a couple of hours,
right.
But I think it's probably going to look
pretty darn similar.
Yeah, oak's in the high category. We can see that oak pollen everywhere. It's at 2,380. Hackberry is moderate. It's at 140. We have mold and mulberry out there too, so no rest for the weary here when it comes to the pollen. Doppler radar shows we've got some showers down there around Corpus and Laredo. These are moving east and basically falling apart. We had a complex of showers and storms move out of Mexico last night. We thought that would happen, but it fell apart pretty quick. We just did not get much rain here in San Antonio. There's a little bit of light rain that fell earlier, but that pretty much just dried up at this point. 70 degrees at the airport, 70 at Randolph, 69 Boulevardy, 68 Canyon Lake. And forecast for today, 75 noontime, and then we'll be up around 78 by 2 o'clock. 81 the high temperature. Can't rule out a stray shower this afternoon, but we're going to see another round, I think, of some thunderstorms tonight. We'll talk more about the timing there and then get you updated on that weekend forecast, which will be much cooler. That's coming up in just a few minutes. But now let's get over to the very hardworking Nick Solis this morning. Good morning.
I appreciate that, Justin. Well, good morning, everyone. I hope you are having a great start to your day. Okay, so we had a couple of accidents when I came in today, probably due to the slick roadways, but now things are looking good out there. Everything's quiet on those roadways, so let's take a look at some drive times. Eastbound 151 to 1604 to 99 minutes. And if you're eastbound 90 from 1604 to 35, 11 minutes. Good times. All right, taking a look outside at the TransGuide, 35 and 37. I mean, it doesn't look too bad there. Things are looking great. Traffic's picking up just a little bit, but roadways don't look as slick, so that's always good. All right, Mark, Leslie, back to you.
Thank you, Nick. Bexar County wants everyone to know it is still open for business, but in a different way. Some of the county's top elected leaders are coming together for a news conference this morning to talk about changes they're making. Of course, it's due to the coronavirus. Our Katrina Weber's live near downtown with that story. So any idea, Katrina, what's in store?
Well, we haven't been given any of the details about those changes just yet, but we do know that the overall goal is to reduce the risk of spreading the virus. Now, the news release says that while the county is trying to continue to offer services, it also wants to cut down on the chance of spreading the coronavirus through person-to-person contact. Everyone from the county commissioners to the sheriff to the district attorney is scheduled to attend that news conference at 9:30 this morning. We will be there too, so you can see more on KSAT 12 News on KSAT 12 News later on today. We will also have the live stream for you on KSAT.com. Reporting live near downtown, Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you very much, Katrina. Right now it's 5:33. Coronavirus has shaken the world and it can be felt in everyday life. Businesses are being ordered to close their doors. Schools are shut and some jobs are at risk.
And now, as CNN's John Lawrence reports, millions of people are basically stuck at home.
The threat of the coronavirus turning some cities into near ghost towns.
This is certainly a good time to learn how to live maybe a little bit slower, a little bit more positively.
A shelter-in-place order is expanding to cover about 8 million people in Northern California. And other places, including New York City, may face the same fate.
We're going to look at all other options, and it could get to that for sure. It could get that for the whole country.
So what is a shelter-in-place order? The short answer is don't leave your house except for essential activities. According to the order in San Francisco, exceptions include tasks essential to maintain health and safety, getting mandatory services or supplies, outdoor activities such as walking, hiking, and running, and caring for a family member in another household. As for many students, virtual schooling will replace classrooms, possibly through the end of the school year.
I would plan and assume that it's unlikely that many of these schools, few if any, will open before the summer break.
Officials say social distancing in general will help slow the spread of COVID-19. And some people have a glasses half full view of the situation.
The positive for me is it's if everybody does it, it's going to slow this thing down.
John Lawrence, KSAT 12 News.
A chemical company in Houston is shifting its focus amid hand sanitizer shortages during coronavirus outbreak. Custom Chemicals and Coating normally produces salt and brine remover, but in just a few days, the company was able to change its production line and make thousands of gallons of hand sanitizer. The owner says he's distributed to several first responders already and plans to expand to the general public soon. He says getting the raw materials to keep going could be a challenge. There are also plans to produce cleaning products in the coming weeks.
Good news. Target is becoming the newest retailer to change store hours due to the coronavirus. The retailer announced today that all of its stores will close by 9 p.m. That will give staff more time for cleaning and restocking amid the pandemic. And new this morning, San Antonio police say a man was killed after he was hit by a vehicle while trying to cross the street overnight. This happened just after 9 last night near Callahan and Ingram Road, which is on the west side. Police say the man, possibly in his 50s, was trying to cross the road when an SUV hit him. SAPD says the driver of the SUV did stop to help. There's no indication of alcohol involvement. The man was pronounced dead at the scene. Police say he was not using a crosswalk.
Despite the coronavirus, voters still turned out on Election Day in 3 states to deliver wins to Joe Biden, the former vice president sweeping Tuesday's primaries, taking Florida, Arizona, and Illinois. The wins give Biden a considerable boost in the delegate count as he battles Bernie Sanders for the Democratic presidential nomination. 536, 70 degrees.
A former Universal City woman who now teaches in South Korea is sharing her story as the pandemic continues across the world.
The next stocks are expected to rebound today after a pledge by the government to help small businesses affected by the coronavirus.
And Mother Nature is going to affect our weather. We've got rain and colder weather coming our way. We'll get an update on your forecast from meteorologist Justin Horn.
As cities and states mandate curfew and potential shelter-in-place orders for the coronavirus, the federal government wants to help people and businesses hardest hit.
CNN's Nadia Romero has more on how stocks will start a little higher today thanks to a proposal to help small businesses.
The city by the bay, now a city under a mandate to shelter in place.
These measures will be disruptive to day-to-day life, but there is no need to panic.
From San Francisco to New York City. The city that never sleeps could come to a halt if the mayor places more restrictions.
There's a lot of unanswered questions, and I would dare say those questions are particularly difficult in a city as large as New York City.
With some restaurants shutting down across the nation.
We don't know exactly how we're going to sustain ourselves.
And the airline and hotel industry bearing the brunt of the economic burden.
This is worse than 9/11. For the airline industry, this is they are almost ground to a halt.
Treasury Secretary Steven Mnuchin pitching a $1 trillion economic response.
These will be payments to small businesses. We've talked about loan guarantees to critical industries such as airlines and hotels. And we've also talked about a stimulus package to the American worker.
That statement, music to the ears of the stock market, rebounding to end the day after a dismal start.
We can protect our economy because I think our economy will come back very rapidly.
In Washington, I'm Nadia Romero reporting.
541, 70 degrees.
Still ahead, toilet paper isn't the only hot commodity because of the coronavirus. More on a rise in gun sales.
By 43, because of the coronavirus, we don't have our regularly scheduled pet segment where we have a furry friend here in the studio.
But we still want to highlight a pet that needs a home. So here's a picture of Oats, courtesy of the Animal Defense League. Oats is a male, 5 years old, weighs about 11 pounds.
We're told he should be named Honey Bunches of Oats because he's so sweet. If you're able to adopt him, they ask that you go slow because sometimes he gets overly excited.
Oh, he's a super sweet boy, lots of energy, but he's sure to give you lots of love too. For more information, go to adltexas.org or call the number on your screen, which is 210-655-1481. Remember, those animals still need a home.
So Oats. So all you need is another cat named Hall.
Oh, then you can
then you got them both, right?
There you go.
A woman who used to live in Universal City now teaching about details. I'm sorry, let's see. Oh, teaching abroad details how her life changed due to the coronavirus pandemic.
Brady House lives in South Korea, where Johns Hopkins is reporting more than 8,300 cases.
Tiffany Huertas has a look at how technology is helping her stay up to date with the latest and the message she has for Americans.
If I leave the house, I will wear a mask. And anytime I come in or out of a building, I always wash my hands.
This is the new normal for 29-year-old Braden House.
I only take one bus from my place to work, and I avoid touching things.
Braden graduated from Judson High School and then went on to the University of North Texas before moving to South Korea in 2017. She lives in Seoul, South Korea, and teaches English at an after-school academy.
Currently, we're just doing video classes.
While Braden says she's nervous about the current situation, she feels the government is being transparent.
Anytime there's a new case, we're alerted to what area it's in, and they will also provide the information of where the person was before they were diagnosed, what areas they were in, the time that they were there, and when those places are alerted, they're usually shut down for a while and sanitized.
Braden also uses an app dedicated to tracking people who tested positive for the coronavirus.
Through interviews, eyewitness accounts, CCTV cameras, and credit card transactions, they will basically, from the time that they've been diagnosed, they will trace back to when they were infected. And in the time span between that, they will find where the person was, when were they there.
While some may say this is an invasion of privacy, Braden says many people are happy to know what's going on around them.
They feel a lot more safer and a lot more confident in the decision making, knowing the information and being happy that they're at least being offered it.
And while the U.S. continues to implement different measures during this coronavirus pandemic, Braden says we should listen to health officials.
Panicking is not good. You should be concerned, absolutely. You should be taking precautions. You should be distancing yourself from people. You should not be going outside unless you absolutely have to.
I'm Tiffany Huertas. To see more stories like this, check out KSAT News at 9, Monday through Friday.
Well, the travel and tourism industry has been hit especially hard as Americans are being told to stay home as much as possible to slow the spread of the virus. The U.S. Travel Association warns travel spending in the United States could fall this year by $355 billion. Marriott International, the biggest hotel company in the world, now says it expects to furlough tens of thousands of workers. Some of its hotels started closing down last week.
Toilet paper and soap aren't the only things flying off of shelves because of the pandemic here in the country. Sales have also increased for guns and ammunition. Some gun store owners say they can barely keep up with the demand. In New York City, the mayor says major crimes have declined in the last week since burglars are less likely to break in while people are staying home during the coronavirus outbreak.
It's time once again to check on the roadway, see how your traffic situation is looking this morning. We could have some wet spots out there.
Yeah, definitely. When I was driving to work this morning, it was very slick on the road and we had a lot of accidents earlier, but now things are looking good. But still, be very careful. I'm sure the roads are still a little wet, and just please drive to work safely. We want everyone getting there safely. All right, nothing going on right now. No accidents. Drive times, though, 10 westbound from the northwest side of I-35 to 1604, 11 minutes. And if you're on 10 eastbound from the northwest side of 1604 to I-35, 13 minutes. Really good times there. All right, let's take a look outside. 281 at Hildebrand. You can see some of those slick spots there still, so please be careful. 10 in Callahan, that's looking great. 10 at Frio, inbounds and outbounds, looking very light to moderate. And let's see what else we have here. 10 and Loop 1604 on the northwest side, looking great right now. Well, I hope you have a wonderful start to your morning. And Mark, Leslie, back to you.
Thank you very much, Nick. I think it's time now to check in and see how things are looking in the weather department.
Anything on radar right now?
No, not much. In fact, it's quieted down quite a bit, but I do want to show you this great picture on KSAT Connect. Look at this. These are some poppies out in New Braunfels. Beautiful shot. You know, spring really has sprung, even though it's not technically starting until tomorrow. And I want to mention this too. If you have KSAT Connect, we'd love to see some pictures of what you and your kiddos are doing at home. Since the kiddos have to be at home, if you have any good ideas, share them on KSAT Connect. It doesn't have to be just a weather picture. We'd love to see what's going on, or if you see any shortages around town, some of the grocery stores, send those pictures too. We'll pop them up here on KSAT Connect, and you can do that on the KSAT weather app. It's pretty cool. Check it out. All right, rainfall over the last 24 hours. We didn't get a whole lot of it. About half an inch over there in Concan, Uvalde, about 1/1400ths of an inch. So these weren't big numbers. Good to see the rain nonetheless. This is an area down here that really needs the rain. That's where the drought has been kicking in. But Eagle Pass, about 3/10 of an inch. So these showers and storms had moved east overnight. They put down that rain and then basically just fell apart as they moved into San Antonio. As Nick mentioned, there was a little rain earlier, some slick roads, but that rain has since dissipated. We've got a couple showers down here around Corpus as well. And really, I think the radar is going to give us the all clear here in the next couple of hours. Outside right now, cloudy skies, 70 degrees. Dew point is at 65. Southerly winds at about 13 miles per hour. In 68 Boulevardy, 71 New Braunfels, 70 Castroville, 67 right now in Hondo. And then around the area, basically 60s and 70s. It's another warm, humid start. This hasn't really changed. If you're looking for a change, though, we got one for you, and that's going to come our way Friday morning. First, let's start with what's going on as far as our storm systems here. So we got one that is moving out. That created some severe weather yesterday across parts of Texas. We've got another one. You can kind of pick up on the spin there in the water vapor. This is going to be moving in, sending some energy in our direction. It's been an active pattern. We just haven't got much rain here in San Antonio. We'll have the potential to get some showers again tonight because we're going to see a very similar setup to what we saw last night. So we'll get some storms developing out west. They'll develop into a cluster, quickly move east. Will they hold together all the way to San Antonio? Yeah, they'll probably be limping in here again. But there is a potential by tomorrow morning, this is around midnight really, that we can see a few more showers and storms. There will also be the potential, and I'll show you this in just a second, of a couple strong storms out west tonight. Now let's go forward to Thursday. This is Thursday at 5 o'clock. We've got our frontal boundary starting to move in. This is going to kick up some showers and storms. I think the window for our best chance of rain is going to be Friday morning as this front moves through. Gusty winds, it'll be cooler with this front, and we'll kick up some showers and storms. Most of the rain's going to move out of here by Friday evening. We'll get a break in the action Friday into Saturday morning. But again, Saturday afternoon, Saturday evening, we'll get some more energy in here and more showers develop. This is going to be a cool rain on Saturday. So Saturday has the potential to be damp, and we may see temperatures in the 50s. Okay, we talked about the potential for some stronger storms tonight, and basically that's going to be on a line from Rock Springs to Del Rio up to Junction, maybe over towards Kerrville. So that's an area that we'll watch very closely this evening. There's a little better chance of severe weather as you get up towards Abilene and Wichita Falls later today. High temperature, 81 for us, stray showers, southeasterly winds 5 to 15, 40% chance of some storms out west tonight, 81 tomorrow, and then temperatures dive into the 50s by Friday afternoon, 60% chance of rain Friday morning, and then another chance for some showers during the day on Saturday, a high of only 57. But from there, we warm right back up. The sun starts to pop out by next week. We're back in the 80s by Tuesday.
Wowza.
Thank you, Justin. Right now, we're at 5:52 on your Wednesday morning, 70 degrees.
Coming up next, how a florist is trying to ease customers' coronavirus anxiety by creating a unique kind of bouquet.
Pick three numbers, 838 Fireball 0, Daily 4 1297 Fireball 7.
And your cash 5, 8, 10, 19, 20, 25. Mega Millions 20, 27, 28, 58, 59. 25 is your mega ball and a mega plier of 3.
Good morning. Coming up here on GMA on a Wednesday morning, the very latest on the coronavirus outbreak. Overnight, the mayor of New York City warning residents that they may have to shelter in place. That's something that millions in San Francisco are learning to live with. Hospitals also facing a potential critical shortage of breathing machines to help patients. We're going to hear from an ER doc who is on the front lines battling this virus. You'll see it all coming up right here on GMA.
A reminder that local health officials are trying to get enough blood for a pandemic. South Texas Blood and Tissue Center holding blood drives by appointment today at the Alamo Dome. The dome chosen as a donation location because it allows for social distancing between donor beds and waiting areas. Blood drives from 9 to 6. We have more information on our website at KSAT.com. Nothing says I love you like a dozen roses, but during the coronavirus scare, there's something your sweetie might want even more. What started as a joke on Facebook for the owners of Blossom Events and Flower Shop in Truman, Arkansas, quickly became a viral sensation. Take a look at this. Instead of a dozen roses, they created a unique bouquet of toilet paper. The owners say it was a way to bring some smiles to the community. The bouquet will set customers back about $75, which is about the same price as a dozen roses. Okay, the time we are living in. Stiffer muscles, slower metabolism can make losing weight after 50 much more difficult. In the next hour, GMSA, we'll see some ways to shed the pounds later in life. Officer Nick Solis is in the house right now. He'll get you updated on time-saver traffic, and we're going to circle back and talk to Justin about those big changes still in our extended forecast. It's Wednesday, and you're watching GMSA.
San Antonio is set to open its second drive-through for coronavirus testing, but it may not be time to head for the car just yet. Good morning, I'm Katrina Weber. I'll have that story.
The president calls COVID-19 the, quote, invisible enemy. I'm Alex Brachet in Washington. Coming up, new plans from his administration to combat the damage it does on the economy.
Outside with Live Cam, we're looking pretty good on a Wednesday morning. Big weather changes are still in our forecast. And we're talking about some significant chances of rain, maybe even some storms. We'll check in with Justin.
Live from KSAT 12. Good morning, San Antonio starts right now.
Hey there, good morning. Hope you slept well or had a good overnight shift. It is Wednesday, March 18th.
And once again, very mild out there this morning at 70 degrees. Hard to believe that we're not going to be out of the 50s in a couple of days.
Justin?
Yeah, and we are going to see some cooler temperatures by the weekend.
Run!
Over. I'm going to slow. Here's my turn. You ready? And we timed that out.
There he is.
Right. Yes.
Walking into the shot.
Hi, Justin.
I'm going to figure this out eventually, I promise.
It takes us a while, and it's early, so it's okay.
Social distancing. We're working on it. We've got some showers out there this morning. We are expecting maybe a couple of light showers down to the South San Antonio. We're seeing that around Corpus. We actually did have a complex of showers that moved through our western counties and into San Antonio this morning. But if you're just waking up with us now, it's gone. We're going to have to wait again until tonight probably before we see any more significant rain. And there is a little bit more in the forecast. But for today, we're expecting temperatures to be around 75 by noontime. We're right around 70 right now. 78 by 2 o'clock, 81 by 5 o'clock. Yeah, we're going to put a couple rain chances in there, but our better chances come tonight. We've got several windows here in which we could see some pretty decent rainfall, especially with a cold front on Friday. We're going to time that out again for you coming up here in just a few minutes. But let's get over to Nick and see what's going on roadwise. You know, when I was driving to work this morning, I think I counted maybe 4 cars total.
4 cars, yeah. Well, yeah, it was dead, and I thought, because maybe people went out for St. Patty's Day, maybe it would be busy, but it wasn't. But when I came in today, we had 2 major accidents. Thank goodness they're all cleared up now, but the roadway still may be slick out there, so please be careful driving to work. Take it slow and just get to work safely. All right, let's take a look at some drive times. If you're on 1604 eastbound from Helotes to Randolph Air Force Base, it's 28 minutes. And back westbound from Randolph Air Force Base to Helotes, it's 27 minutes. So good times there still. All right, let's take a look outside at the TransGuide. 35 and 410 was looking good. 37 at Jones looking really good, and the cars are going really slow there. 281 and Loop 410, my favorite shot of the day, going very, very smooth all in the area. And 281 in Grayson, you can see from the reflection of the headlights, still looks a little slick in that area, so please be careful, but that was looking good too. All right, Mark Leslie, back to you.
Thank you, Nick. Another coronavirus testing drive-through opens in San Antonio today, but unless you're among a select group, you will have to pump your brakes when it comes to using it.
Katrina Weber joins us with a live report from north of downtown. So, Katrina, who will be tested with this new drive-through?
Well, as with the first drive-through, it's still open to first responders, healthcare workers, and public safety workers. But we're told that both of these drive-throughs are expected to open up to some people who are considered especially vulnerable in our society. That includes people who are 65 or older and have a fever above 99.6 degrees and a doctor's recommendation. Now, the location of the second drive-through is not being made public yet. We're told it will look and operate a lot like the first one. San Antonio is the first city in Texas to use drive-through testing for the coronavirus. In a previous news conference, Governor Greg Abbott did mention that he expected to have more of these sites open to the community at large, but we don't know just yet when that will happen. Reporting live near downtown, Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you, Katrina. Today we will learn how the county will change operating procedures due to the coronavirus. Several Bexar County officials will hold a press conference this morning at 9:30. 7 officials will be at the press conference, including Judge Nelson Wolf and Sheriff Javier Salazar. They will announce changes to reduce possible person-to-person transmission of the virus within the community. We will be live streaming the press conference on KSAT.com, and of course, we'll have the latest information in our later newscasts.
Well, this morning we are waiting to learn more about the second death in Texas from coronavirus. We know the person died in Tarrant County, which is Fort Worth, Arlington area. Officials have also said the person was a senior and got the virus at a retirement center in Arlington. They have not said if the case was travel related, the age, or the physical condition of the person who died.
In Bexar County, there are a total of 11 cases of COVID-19. Mayor Ron Nierenberg says 4 are travel related, 4 are from close contact, and 3 are under investigation. He says close contact means they work or live nearby someone who traveled abroad and contracted the virus. So far, only 58 people have been tested in the county. Officials say more people will be tested as more kits continue to arrive. We'll be able to update the number of cases every day as the city releases more information.
Governor Greg Abbott holding a virtual town hall meeting tomorrow night at 7 so he can speak directly to people all across the state.
He will talk about the response with his officials from health, education, and emergency management. You can watch that town hall on KSAT and KSAT.com. We're partnering with Nexstar Media Group to broadcast this very important discussion. It will be shown statewide on television and streamed live on more than a dozen websites in different media markets.
Of course, this is not a typical town hall because there will be no audience, so this is your chance to ask the governor a question. You can submit one on social media, in writing, or on a video of 20 seconds or less.
Use the hashtag AskAbbott to send us your questions by 5 p.m. today. We do prefer video, and be sure to join us for State of Texas Coronavirus Update, a virtual town hall with Governor Abbott tomorrow night from 7 to 8, and it'll be right here on KSAT 12 and streaming live on KSAT.com.
Well, nationally, President Donald Trump urging Congress to deploy $1 trillion right away.
That would include checks sent out to American families impacted by the coronavirus.
ABC's Alex Prochet has more.
President Trump is urging Congress to inject up to $1 trillion into the economy to fight novel coronavirus.
We're going big.
One big piece of this plan, still under negotiation, direct cash payments to most Americans. It's unclear how much. Senator Mitt Romney has proposed $1,000 per person.
Americans need cash now, and the president wants to get cash now. And I mean now, in the next 2 weeks.
The plan would also include $500 billion in a payroll tax cut, $50 billion for the airline industry, and $250 billion for small business loans. Treasury Secretary Steven Mnuchin telling Senate Republicans the U.S. could see 20% unemployment without government intervention. The plan coming as many states and cities opt to shutter bars and restaurants.
We're asking the young people to help us with this mitigation strategy by staying out of the bars, staying out of the restaurants, really trying to distance yourself.
Millions in the industry left reeling.
So in total, how many employees are you?
200.
200? Have they confided in you about worried about rent and paying bills?
You can see fear in their eyes. You can see it.
Cities and states navigating how to cut off the virus's spread. Governor Andrew Cuomo saying New York City won't go the way of San Francisco's Bay Area.
I have no interest whatsoever
and no plan whatsoever to quarantine any city.
Healthcare workers now bracing for a surge in patients and a shortage of medical supplies. The Navy is readying 2 hospital ships for possible deployment to assist with patients who don't have the virus, freeing up valuable hospital beds.
The Pentagon is also stepping in, offering 5 million respirator masks and 2,000 ventilators to Health and Human Services to help with this outbreak. Alex Perche, ABC News, Washington.
New this morning, one man's in the hospital after crashing his truck into 2 utility poles right in front of UT Health Science Center here in San Antonio. Police say the man in his 30s went to a fire station around 11:30 last night complaining of chest pains. They say he was angry because he did not get the attention he wanted, and he drove off. The corner of Babcock and Louis Pasteur, he jumped the curb in his truck, crashed into some poles. He was taken to the hospital and is being investigated for possible DWI.
Another man is in the hospital after crashing his car into a stone wall on the north side. Police tell us it happened around 12:30 this morning at the intersection of Encino Rio and Encino Path, which is near 281 and Loop 1604. An officer says the driver crashed through the wall, ended up in someone's backyard. He was taken to the hospital. Police are investigating whether the driver was under the influence.
We're at 6:09, 70 degrees.
Millions of kids, are stuck at home as schools continue to close. In today's GMA First Look, we're going to see how parents and teachers are trying to keep kids engaged.
Former Vice President Joe Biden extending his delegate lead in the Democratic primary race. We'll see how he won states last night, how the coronavirus impacted another election day.
And live cam giving us a look outside. A few sprinkles in the area this morning. Heavier rain is in the forecast for portions of our area. Get a detailed account coming up.
.613, despite the coronavirus, voters still turned out on Election Day in 3 states to give Joe Biden more wins.
The former vice president swept Tuesday's primaries, winning in Florida, Arizona, and Illinois. The wins give Biden a considerable boost in the delegate count over Senator Bernie Sanders.
Now it looks like Sanders will not be able to catch up. CNN's Whitney Wild is in Washington with more.
Joe Biden continues his Super Tuesday streak, picking up delegates.
We move closer to securing the Democratic Party's nomination for president.
But the elections in Florida, Illinois, and Arizona happening among the coronavirus pandemic.
This is like Clorox wipe, the latex glove, and just a mask.
I'm in that target category for the virus, so I was worried about looking crazy, but then I thought, who cares, right? This is more important.
In a stunning turn of events late Monday, just hours before polls were set to open, the state of Ohio announced it was closing all polling sites due to concerns over the coronavirus. The order came from the state health director after a court rejected the governor's plea to move the primary to June. Now residents in Ohio will have to wait while state officials attempt to figure out what's next.
There was no way that in good conscience we could order an election, and certainly not a legitimate election, given that we were
Oh, hi.
Hi there, Nick.
Hello.
How are you? How's it going over
I was
there?
definitely hiking up my belt there, though, so it wouldn't be
Surprise.
low. Surprise. Well, right now, things are looking great right now. No accidents, nothing going on. And, well, actually, we do have one accident going on. It just came out right now. It is going to be eastbound I-10 East at East Houston Street. Now, this one just came out. Looks like it's that off-ramp to East Houston Street. So right now we're working on that one. Hopefully it gets cleared up here soon before rush hour traffic. Let's take a look outside. 410 in Morrison. Let's see what else we have. That's looking good. Roadway still a little slick, so be careful if you're out there. US 90 and 36. Traffic definitely picking up from light to moderate. And what else do we have? US 281 at Hildebrand. Looking good. So other than that one accident, Mark and Leslie, things are looking smooth right now.
All right.
Thank you, Nick.
Surprise.
I think we accidentally caught you with your game face there for just a moment.
You know what? So my belt always slouches. I didn't want to look sloppy, and it got me like this. It was very embarrassing, but it happened.
Well,
it's live TV.
It is live TV. Well, you already have a belt full of stuff and the cam, and now we've got you wearing microphones and earpieces and everything else. So you're full, aren't you?
I'm good to go. I'm sorry about that.
I can guarantee it's never happened to Justin.
I know.
Gotten caught off guard?
No, never.
Never.
Just like 5 minutes ago. I wasn't in the right spot.
When he got the job here and he decided he was working with us, that caught him off guard.
I caught him up. We took him out to breakfast. It was hilarious. He said he almost didn't take the job because of us.
Oh, come on now. You guys are great. Yeah. Anyway.
Cooler weather.
Yeah, well, we were talking about some extreme temperatures here yesterday. We got up to 94 there in Zapata County. That's just south of here in South Texas. The extreme cold temperature up there in Montana, -14. So we had a 108-degree temperature difference from the high to the low. You got your basically geographical extremes here because we're deep South Texas and extreme northern part of Montana there, but still seeing some big swings in temperature here. And there's some cold air up there. We're going to feel a taste of it by Friday, I think. Cold front sweeps south, and we'll feel some of that as we're going to the weekend. But right now, not so much. 70 degrees at the airport, 69 Port SA, 69 Stinson, 69 at Randolph. Southerly winds at about 7 miles per hour. Doppler radar shows we got a couple showers down there, Corpus Christi to Beeville, and also around Victoria. These are really light, so no problem there, and we've seen most of that go away here around San Antonio. The radar was quite a bit more active just about 3 or 4 hours ago, but that complex of showers and storms really has died off. 71 degrees in New Braunfels, 71 Castroville, 66 Rio Medina, 67 in Tarpley, and temperatures right around 70 degrees just about everywhere you go. Maybe some mid-60s there in the hill country this morning. Here's the big picture, and there's an active pattern going on here across the country. Some rain stretching from Omaha, St. Louis down to Dallas. That's one storm system that's moving northeast. That'll bring some snow to the Great Lakes, and then you got the unsettled weather out west with some showers and storms ongoing there. And some of that energy that you see out there, that's going to move in our direction. I got to point out the temperatures too. We showed you that it was really cold in Montana. Well, it's 15 there in Cut Bank right now, 28 Casper. And some of that cold air is starting to leak down into the United States. Now, this isn't going to be a big winter blast or anything like that, but temperatures in the 50s, that's pretty significant. And I think, again, we're going to get a little bit of a taste of that by the end of the week. So Futurecast shows that we've got maybe just some isolated showers this afternoon. I really want to watch what happens out west again. So this is basically a repeat of what we saw last night with the complex of showers and storms developing and then moving east and then falling apart essentially as it makes it towards San Antonio. Now this model has it maybe a little bit more robust around midnight. We'll see. Maybe we'll get a little bit more rain here in San Antonio. We only picked up 1/100 of an inch from the showers overnight. We'll zoom out some and talk about Thursday now. Thursday, 5 o'clock. Here comes frontal boundary. So that's going to kick up our rain chances a little bit late Thursday, but I think the peak of our rain chances is going to be Friday morning as this front comes through, and the cooler air will follow that. And so by Friday afternoon, we're in the cool air. A lot of the rain starts to move away. Maybe we got a window of some dry conditions Friday night and Saturday morning, but the rain comes right back Saturday afternoon and Saturday evening. So again, it stays pretty active, and you'll want to have the umbrella on standby through really the next couple of days. There is a severe weather risk, mainly out west tonight. This is really similar to yesterday, other than they've enhanced the storm chances up there around Abilene and Wichita Falls. So there could be some strong to severe storms across Texas later this evening and tonight. 81 degrees high temperature today, stray showers, southeasterly winds 5 to 15. We'll go 81 tomorrow, but there's the change. 57 Friday afternoon, 50s on Saturday, and then mid-60s on Sunday with rain chances ending. And as we get into next week, some pretty good weather. But we'll have to watch for the timing of some of this rainfall. And my lawn needs it. I know that much. I'd be happy to see some of it.
It is time.
It is time.
Looking pretty good, 60%.
And it's been a long time since we've had a weekend like that. You know, grainy, cold. Sounds fun.
It's true. By the way, love working with you guys.
We love working with you too, Justin.
I promised I was always going to take the job.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Sucker.
But we did scare you a little bit.
Maybe a little bit.
Thanks, Justin. Ditto, buddy. 620 right now, 70 degrees, 40 degrees, maybe later on, but not right now.
Not today, no.
Yeah,
University of Texas schools across the state will finish the semester online. We'll see how that impacts students who need to stay on campus.
Here's your secret word of the day. Enter it right now on KSAT.com for your chance to win a $25 gift card from We Are Circle K.
Body of proof I can fight moderate to severe rheumatoid arthritis. Proof I can fight psoriatic arthritis.
With Humira.
Proof of less joint pain.
and clearer skin in PSA.
Humira targets and blocks the source of inflammation that contributes to joint pain and irreversible damage.
Humira can lower your ability to fight infections. Serious and sometimes fatal infections, including tuberculosis and cancers, including lymphoma, have happened, as have blood, liver, and nervous system problems, serious allergic reactions, and new or worsening heart failure. Tell your doctor if you've been to areas where certain fungal infections are common, and if you've had TB, hepatitis B, are prone to infections, or have flu-like symptoms or sores. Don't start Humira if you have an infection.
Humira is proven to help stop further joint damage.
And it's the #1 prescribed biologic for PSA.
Want more proof? Ask your rheumatologist about Humira citrate-free.
In this morning's GMA First Look, feeling overwhelmed about homeschooling your child? Well, we've got you covered.
All right, you ready? iPads on? Yeah.
Some schools are offering remote live classes. But for others, schools are sending out links so parents can create their own curriculum. And families are talking. Ideas are being shared online. The hashtag #BetterTogether is trending as parents, teachers, and educational institutions share resources.
My name is Kit.
Parents like Angie Wong, founder of the Brooklyn Moms Facebook group.
Everyone's seeking answers. Everyone is in a bit of a panic. And we just want to know what to do with our kids all day long. So, and we're sharing ideas online.
Coming up at 7 a.m., we'll have the expert tips to keep you sane and make learning fun. With your GMA First Look, I'm Becky Worley, ABC News, Oakland.
Well, trending right now on KSAT.com, the University of Texas System and Texas A&M have postponed spring commencement ceremonies. For UT schools, including UTSA, the remainder of the semester will be completed online. The school wants everyone to stay home, but they will allow people to stay on campus if they have no suitable alternative.
You may have heard us talking about flattening the curve with social distancing during the coronavirus pandemic. Right now on KSAT.com, we have an explainer on what that means and why it's critically important to the healthcare industry. Just look under our SAQ tab on our website.
Your time now is 6:25 and it's 70 degrees outside.
HEB taking on an active role in our community during the pandemic. We'll see the warnings they are giving and how you can help the store out.
And sticking to your workout plans when you're over the hill can be difficult. But in our next half hour, although 50 is not over the hill, I got news for you. We're going to show you how to make the goals possible.
I thought 50s were the new 30s.
30, yeah, be careful there, mister.
I'm over here. You can't swap me from there.
You're lucky right now about social distancing.
I am. We're looking at Transcode right now. My turn. 90 at 36th Street. You're watching GMSA. We'll be right back.
Some changes are ahead in the way we do business with the county. That's the announcement expected today as a result of the coronavirus pandemic. Good morning, I'm Katrina Weber. I'll tell you more about it.
Outside with live cam, great shot looking back towards downtown San Antonio. Good morning to you. It is Wednesday. It is March 18th.
Thank you so much for being with us this morning, everybody. Not real pretty out there this morning.
It is not very pretty out there. And if it's going to do something.
Yeah, well, it's rain. If it's going to rain, rain.
Yeah, it's just sort of teasing us, right? I mean, I got enough rain on the windshield this morning just to sort of smear the dirt sufficiently.
I know.
I think we're going to get some more significant rainfall maybe Friday into Saturday.
Sounds good.
But in the meantime, it's just this sprinkly stuff. We did actually have some decent showers and storms off to the west earlier. So folks along the border, maybe Eagle Pass or towards Uvalde, you did see some decent rainfall overnight. You can see the complex made it into Texas, and then right when it gets to San Antonio, it just falls apart. But we do have a couple of leftover showers out there around Corpus this morning and some cloudy skies here in town. Temperatures right now at 70 degrees at the airport, 65 Helotes, 64 Burning Stage, 64 Kerrville, 67 right now in Tarpley. Forecast for today, basically mostly cloudy. There's an outside chance for shower. We saw a couple pop-up showers and storms yesterday. Can't rule that out again today. 81 the high temperature. But tonight, we're going to see basically a repeat. We're going to watch some storms come out of Mexico, and they may make their way all the way to San Antonio by tomorrow morning. And then again, some more rain chances also as we get into the weekend. We'll have more on that in just a bit. But let's talk to Nick now. And I know a lot of people staying home now, so the Roads aren't all that busy, but we still have some accidents.
Yeah, we still got some accidents. We started off busy this morning, then it was slow, and then now it is busy again, just a little. First off, I got to say, roadways are still a little slick, so just be careful on the way to work. Drive safely, drive for the conditions, all right? Okay, so we got one accident right here. Just came out. Looks like it's going to be near Enrique Barrera. I think it's on private property, though, so might not have to worry about that if you are heading to work. We got this accident that just came out. This is going to be on the 8400 block of Broadway Street. It's right there at the intersection of 410 and Broadway near the Whataburger on Broadway Street. So just keep that in mind. Sometimes it can get backed up there. All right, still working on this accident. Eastbound IH-10 East at East Houston Street. Now this is near that off-ramp to East Houston Street. Looks like they got a couple of wreckers on the way, and this one should be getting cleared up hopefully in the next 30 minutes or so. All right, let's take a look at some drive times. All right, if you're on 35 southbound from the city of New Braunfels to 1604, you got 15 minutes. And if you're on 35 southbound from 1604 to downtown, 12 minutes. So still pretty good commute times there. TransGuide 35 and 37, looking good. 35 at Evans, traffic starting to pick up on those northbound lanes just a little bit, but still not too bad. 35 and 410, that looks good. And everything else is looking great outside. All right, Mark, Leslie, back to you.
Thank you so much, Nick. A big announcement expected today about changes being made to slow the spread of the coronavirus in county offices and buildings.
A news conference is actually set for later on this morning. Katrina Weber is live near downtown with that story, and we understand the announcement involves a wide variety of county agencies. Katrina.
Well, that's right. Everyone from the tax assessor to county commissioners to the sheriff and district attorney are scheduled to attend, but they say they all have one goal in mind: to reduce the risk of the virus spreading. That includes cutting down on person-to-person contact in some of those offices. That could mean changes in the way we pay our tax bills and seek services from some of those agencies. The details will be discussed in that news conference at 9:30 this morning. We will have more information here on KSAT 12 News. You can also watch the live stream on KSAT.com. Reporting live near downtown, Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
All right, thank you very much, Katrina. Moving on now to the next story that we have. I'm sorry, my scripts are in the wrong place. The second drive-through testing facility will open in San Antonio today. However, officials are not saying where it will be until they open it. Right now, only first responders and public safety personnel can be tested for COVID-19. We will, of course, update you on this story throughout the day.
6:33, California's governor is now warning that schools may not open until the fall. Many local districts closed until April as well.
Teachers and parents across the country are facing a whole new challenge to keep kids busy. ABC's Mona Abdi has more.
No school, no daycare, no break.
Working at my desk here at home, and beneath my desk.
Working from home may be the new normal for busy parents, but their stir-crazy kids aren't happy about being pent up all day.
Nova has asked no less than 10 times a day if we can go to the park.
While some parents are feeling the pressure just days into their homeschooling experience.
Got into a couple of close to what I would describe as fistfights with my daughters over math.
Others are digging deep to figure out ways to fill the time.
Some time for academics. We went on a walk. The kids have played outside. We've done puzzles.
Read lots of books, played lots of trucks, and also trying to take advantage of some of the online things.
Makes my day quite hectic because I'm also juggling working with my 8th graders.
We should talk about other rotating columns of air, like a dust devil. Is that of interest to you?
Luckily, there are tons of online resources to keep your kids busy and learning.
Just simply say, we're going to try and make a boat out of aluminum foil.
Like DIY engineering lessons to teach them about buoyancy.
And you'll be really amazed at how many pennies a simple aluminum boat like this will hold.
Or kid-friendly cooking demonstrations, since all the restaurants are closed.
If you're not really that comfortable using a knife yet, I think you can use scissors, right? That's a great idea.
Mona Abdi, ABC News, New York.
HEB is working to keep you and their staff protected. They've even added sneeze guards at their registers. HEB also wants to remind you not to make panic purchases. They also say their supply chain is strong.
H-E-B is hiring employees to deal with higher demand amid the coronavirus pandemic. According to the store's hiring website, short-term positions are available. Those may last up to 60 days and could include help restocking shelves. Right now, KSAT.com, we have more information about H-E-B and the coronavirus.
And top U.S. automakers will have rotating partial shutdowns during the coronavirus pandemic. Ford, Fiat, Chrysler, and General Motors all reached an agreement with the United Auto Workers Union. That means they will extend the time between shifts to disinfect assembly plants. The actions could set the standard for the auto industry as a whole and could influence what happens at the Toyota plant right here in San Antonio.
The Olympic flame will arrive in Japan today, but with less pomp and circumstance. It will be flown from Athens, Greece. There will be a torch relay in Fukushima, but there are severe limits on crowd sizes. It comes as the International Olympic Committee says there is no ideal solution to the 2020 Games amid the coronavirus pandemic.
Former Vice President Joe Biden has a formidable delegate lead in the Democratic race for president after winning all 3 states that voted yesterday. He won Arizona, Florida, and Illinois, winning each state by double-digit percentage points. He even won every single county in the state of Florida. Election day turnout was lower yesterday due to fears of the coronavirus spreading, and Ohio postponed their election to a later date.
As for Senator Bernie Sanders, he did not address his supporters after last night's primary election. Sanders did speak before the election, but mainly focused on the government's response to the pandemic. Sanders has not said if he'll make an announcement today after the elections. He's previously indicated he plans to stay in the race until the convention in June, but there's growing pressure on the senator to consider dropping out of the race.
On the Republican side, President Donald Trump has the majority of Republican primary delegates. Yesterday, the president reached more than 1,300 delegates. That pushes him past the 1,276 needed. So that all but locks up the president's nomination for a second term, and it will be made official during the Republican National Convention in August.
Right now, 6:37, 70 degrees.
Stiffer muscles and a slower metabolism can make losing weight after 50 a little more difficult. After the break, we'll see some ways to shed the pounds later in life.
.641, let's talk truths here. We can't all be J-Lo or A-Rod, but we can sure try. As you age, losing weight not as easy as it once was.
Stiffer muscles and joints along with a slower metabolism might make your goals more challenging, but you can reach them. Garrett Berger tells us how to shed extra weight later in life.
Looking fit and fabulous after 50 isn't exactly easy.
I used to be able to eat anything I wanted.
Belly fat, very difficult to get rid of.
After 50, you lose muscle mass at an average rate of 10 to 15% every 10 years. Meanwhile, your resting metabolic rate decreases by about 2 to 3% per decade. Still, it's very possible to maintain a healthy weight as you age.
2, 3.
The first trick, build muscle mass by pumping iron. In one study, 60-something overweight adults who performed resistance training lost more weight and less muscle mass over 18 months than those who did other types of exercises. Also, include more protein in your diet. Experts recommend that roughly 30 to 40% of your daily calories should come from protein sources. And get enough sleep. Older women who get less than 5 hours of sleep a night are more than twice as likely to be obese as those who get between 7 and 8 hours.
In a recent study, women over 50 who lost 4.5 pounds were 18% less likely to develop breast cancer. Those who lost 20 pounds were 32% less likely. For GMSA, I'm Garrett Berger.
Longtime now former New England Patriots quarterback Tom Brady officially hits the NFL open market today for the first time in his pro career. Comes after Brady bid well to the Pats on Instagram yesterday. ESPN reports Brady is expected to sign with, you ready? If you haven't heard yet, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Boy, talk about becoming instant contenders. However, there's no signing date or official announcement yet. Seems like Brady's a big fish in a small pond in Tampa, and there's an interesting stat to showcase that. He could lose his next 283 starts and still have a better career than the entire Buccaneers franchise. How about them apples?
Wowza, 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 wowza.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's find out if there's anything wowza going on the roadways.
Yeah, Marcus, we have a couple of major accidents that just came out right now, okay? Now, these are going to be, well, so let's first have to start this way. I saw that accident on 5800 block of Enrique Barrera. This was actually going to be a very major accident. It looks like they've now shut down parts of Callahan right here and right here, going east and westbound. So expect to go an alternate route. If you all have to get out of Callahan or go to Callahan for work, it's definitely shut down there. And Enrique and Barrera is also going to have heavy traffic because of this accident. All right, we also have this accident, 8400 Broadway Street. We're still working on moving that one out of the way. And this one here, looks like the wreckers are on scene, eastbound I-10 East at East Houston Street, so that's good. All right, so we have that. Then let's take a look outside. TransGuide 35 and 410 looking good. 37 at Jones looking even better. Look at that. Roadway still looks slick there, so just be careful driving. 281 410, that's looking good. And let's do one more here. 281 at Grayson, light to moderate traffic. So I hope you have a safe commute to work and an even better day. Justin, how's the weather?
Oh, okay.
Oh, well, we're going to go to Justin in a minute. But
yeah, we are. So
there's a reason Justin's here.
You may have noticed that one of our team members is not with us here in the studio lately.
That's where I was going with that. Mike Osterhage is not here today, and that's why we have Justin in for him. And he joins us now from home. Hey, Mike.
Mike.
Good morning.
There might be a little bit of a delay here, so please bear with us. Why don't you tell our viewers why you are joining us from home this morning?
Well, I was there on Monday, and my one son had been out of town last week with a bunch of people for spring break and came home. We picked him up Sunday night, and then Monday evening, we found out that one of the people that he was with had gotten ill and tested positive, and so called our boss, and everybody discussed it and said, nope. So I'm on quarantine now, just because, and again, that reinforces the whole, stay 6 feet away from people, because you don't know, because nobody knew what was going on. And now we're all fine too. I mean, got nothing around here. It's just.
Has your son been tested?
Has he been tested?
The person that Jack was near was tested and tested positive. Yes.
No, but was your son
given
tested?
The fact. No, we haven't, because everybody's saying you don't get tested until you feel any sort of symptoms, and we're all fine. That's, so we just kind of wait it out, I guess.
Well, Mike, this has really hit you at home. I mean, literally, what's that been like, kind of grasping that reality?
Yeah, it is, because the whole thing, everybody has been talking about how this is so kind of surrealistic, and that's kind of the way it is too. It was one day and we were all kind of going, ooh, getting a little almost stir crazy. The one thing we did, though, and my wife actually did this a couple of days ago, found some old, a bunch of markers, nice little magic markers that the kids had, and these almost like coloring books, basically. We were sitting down doing that last night. Now, we are going to kind of get back into, or hopefully start the routine, because my other son, who is back home, has to start his remote school today. Right. So he'll get into a regular school routine, or whatever you want to call regular, and I'm going to be doing this. I've got yesterday sat in on the SA Live meeting, going to do that again today remotely, and just trying to get the grocery. And the nice thing too is folks have been, co-workers, like you need groceries, you need things like that. We're doing fine for right now. One thing I do want to point out though, Jen Strusky yesterday, filling in on SA Live, had mentioned about if there are elderly folks in your neighborhood, put a note on their door. If they don't have, cell phones and internet and all that stuff, just put a note on and say, you need anything, give me a call.
So just to clarify something, Mike, is the entire family under a 14-day quarantine?
Yes.
Well, at least you have each other.
Yeah. Yes.
We're all sitting here.
Mike, as we say farewell for now, kind of any last-minute message for our loyal GMSA audience? A lot of people have watched our show for a very long time, and probably wondering why the heck are they doing a Skype interview with Mike right now?
again, I mean, we've been talking about it, and we started this on Monday as you two, are sitting 6 feet apart and everybody's doing the distancing thing. Just keep that up because again, you just don't know. So it's one of those things, and it seems like every minute, watching y'all this morning, there's more news coming in and things are coming in. So it's
Mike,
a weird situation.
One more question. We've been reporting every day
Yes.
there are new cases. I mean, I think there's 11 now confirmed in Bexar County. When you got the call and they said, okay, someone that your son was with has tested positive, what was your immediate reaction to it?
It's just
disbelief.
Not a gut punch, but it was just, it's like disbelief. No, really? It just, it's like it's a weird feeling. I don't know how to describe it. We're just like, okay, we got to deal with this now.
Yeah, well, it's weird not having you, Mike, but we are certainly thinking about you and Bonnie and the boys and even Max.
And glad y'all are all feeling okay.
Yeah, like I said, we are fine. I mean, I can tell the oak pollen out there is not fun to deal with, but that's the extent of it.
Well, Mike, we love you guys, and we are pulling for you, and we can get you whatever you need. So your KSAT family is here for you.
And keep checking in with us.
Yes.
I will. And a big shout out because I called Justin Monday night. It's like, here's the situation, pal.
Right.
Thank you very much, Justin. I really appreciate it.
Yeah,
of course. We're glad you're doing okay, Mike.
Thank you, Mikey.
Give our love to the family.
All right, we'll talk to you soon, okay? Don't be a stranger. Just stay over there.
See ya.
Well, listen, I got something for Mike here. This is probably the longest title I've ever put on a graphic, but this is the social distancing lawn mowing forecast. So if Mike wants to get out and mow the lawn, here's the forecast for that. Probably the best days to do it. A lot of people are turning to yard work here because you're at home and you may need something to do, but probably today is a good day. Get out and mow the lawn. We're going to see some rain Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So probably not the best days, but you can get back out and do it Sunday and Monday. So there are some chances there. And by the way, it does cool down quite a bit over the weekend. We're going to talk about that in just a second. All right, we're going to get through this pretty quickly here. Measured rainfall. We did see some overnight, some showers move through. Numbers weren't huge, but we did get a little bit of rain. Not much here in San Antonio. Look at the last 12 hours. We had those big storms out in Mexico work their way into the area. They all fell apart this morning. So San Antonio really, by and large, missed out on the rain. But again, some places off to the west did see some decent rainfall totals up to about half an inch. Outside right now, 70 degrees. Dew point is at 66. It's warm and humid. Temperatures in the 60s and 70s for the most part. So we're going to start off warm. We're going to be right back in the low 80s this afternoon. And here's what we're watching. Area of low pressure that's going to move in going into tomorrow and Friday. So this is going to kick up our rain chances again. We've also got a cold front to contend with. Here's how the forecast looks. Not much going on today, I think, but tonight, basically the same setup as we saw last night. Showers and storms developing out west and then working their way east. These may hold together to San Antonio. We could get a few showers out of it early tomorrow morning. Then a little bit of a break in the action. Thursday evening, we'll start to see a frontal boundary move in. And then some more good rain chances Friday morning at 7 o'clock. Cooler air begins to work in. We'll see another break in the action and then some more showers Saturday afternoon and Saturday evening. This will be a cool rain because temperatures will have come down at that point. There is the risk for a couple of strong storms this afternoon. Del Rio to Rock Springs, just like yesterday. Basically, same setup. 81 degrees high temperature today, and then tomorrow we'll go 81 as well. And then here comes that frontal boundary, 60% chance of rain Friday morning, 57 by Friday afternoon. And we're still talking 50s on Saturday with a 60% chance of rain, but then it clears out Sunday, Monday into Tuesday. All right, we'll be right back.
Good morning, everyone. Hope you're having a great, safe commute to work. All right, let's take a look at the accidents we have here. This accident, 5800 Enrique Barrera, looks like it's a motor vehicle pedestrian accident. This is still having Callahan shut down in parts of Enrique and Barrera. Expected delay if you're heading that way. We have this one, a major accident, 8400 Broadway Street, still working there. And this accident, eastbound I-10 at East Houston Street, still active. All right, Justin, how the roadways looking? Still slick?
I think most of them are starting to dry up, Nick, because we had that rain earlier, and it was really pretty light here around San Antonio. It's out of here. We could see a couple of isolated showers as we get into the afternoon 81 the high temperature. So basically a repeat of yesterday, because we'll have some chances for storms overnight tonight. 40% chance, especially west of San Antonio. We're still waiting on that cold front, which will arrive Friday morning. That brings more rain chances Friday into Saturday, and then things winding down as we get into Sunday and next week.
All right, guys, thank you so much.
Thanks, and thank you everybody so much for being with us on this Wednesday.
Have a great day. Hey, share a smile. It's safe and it's free.